the burden of proof shifts. This has been interpreted by the Supreme Court. I cited other precedents also, but the point was really made. And I just read a bit from that judgment, that with, quote, that with regard to vulnerable members of society, such as children, women, and the infirm, who are living with the accused or were last in his company, the accused ought to offer some explanation of what happened to them. If instead he remains silent or offers a false explanation, he casts a shadow upon himself. So this helps in bringing the perpetrators of these kind of crimes against women to be made accountable. So this is how criminal law judges can interpret existing legislation to fulfill not only the laws of Pakistan, but the laws of the Almighty. Let me clear up a few misgivings also. Generally, and most Muslims are guilty of the same misunderstanding, is the evidence of a woman is half that of a man. Nothing could be further from the truth. The Quranic verse is there to protect the interest of women. So you enter into agreement with a lady and she doesn't quite understand what she's giving away with future financial transaction, and she gets stuck. The other verse, which nobody really refers to, it again connects with an allegation of adultery by a husband or a wife, by a husband against the wife, and there are no witnesses. So here the testimony of the wife has precedence over that of the husband, and this is Lian, and it is the chapter of the light, Surah An-Nur, 24th chapter of the Quran, verses 4 to 10. It is literally, he accuses her and he swears, and the wrath of the Almighty will be upon him if he lies. She swears and she does the same thing and he does the same thing, and the final one is the woman's say. So its testimony precedence is taken here of the testimony of women. The other aspect is another negative in our society is the law of inheritance, which is very clear cut. It's specified, shares are specified. You don't have to really think. These cases should take literally 5 minutes to decide and dispose of. Should never see the Supreme Court, let alone even the High Court. But the male members of society deprive ladies of their Quranic shares, which in addition to breaking the laws of Pakistan is a sin. And the matter takes forever to come to the Supreme Court. And because there's no downside, you keep the lady involved in litigation, and even if she ultimately wins, you will have had the benefit of the property for a considerable period of time. So what the judges can do, impose very heavy costs in this kind of frivolous litigation, or just before death of a father or a mother from whom one inherits comes this false gift that actually just before his death, the son comes forward and says, the property was gifted to me. Another device used to deprive women, and endless court are spent on this. And if the courts were very severe on not only costs, but on the applying the standard of proof, matters would get resolved very quickly. So matters, there are many such cases, and I can go on. While there are positives, but there are also negatives. So these are the devices that one come and use, because the Constitution, I don't think there is any fault in the Constitution. The laws are also pretty all right. It is the application of the laws, and here the courts come in, and all of us come in, and how you apply the laws and how do they get a particular result. Another aspect is societal, which judges can't change, society changes. The founder of the nation, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who we lovingly refer to as Qazi, the great leader, always because his marriage didn't last, his sister went with him everywhere. He ensured that in the highest body of the All India Muslim League, there was a lady, you've seen in the photographs. And that tradition, unfortunately, is waning, and we don't see men who are in office accompanied by wives. This also has a very positive effect, in my opinion. So if we project, that is something which we can easily redress and resolve, all of us. And so I will just conclude by clarifying that I've given a lot of thanks, but the actual person who deserves the thanks is Justice Mansoor Ali Shah, who has not only made this possible, who has also not made this possible, but is the in charge of the Federal Judicial Academy, and from a more or less dormant organization has brought it to life. Thank you very much.
Chief Justice of Pakistan, Justice Qazi Faiz